Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. Today is July 12th. I'm Peter Loshak, sitting next to me is Mike Brenner, and we are right now going to take a look at the AFC South in the NFL, looking a look at futures odds, possible ATS value one way or the other. Mike Brenner, the favorite.
That was a good song back in the day, one way or the other.
Mike Brenner, in the AFC South, the Indianapolis Colts are the favorite. And again, just like with the Steelers, on paper, it makes sense to me, but my gut and based on some of my research tells me that they might be overvalued. Obviously Andrew Luck can, if he's playing in top form, can lead any team to a Super Bowl. But even if he's healthy this year, is the offensive line going to be able to protect him? The defense is getting old. Major questions on defense. Still, some nice positives for this team, no doubt. But should they be this kind of a favorite to win the AFC South? I'm not convinced of that. Plus 130 right now are their odds to win the AFC South. What's your take on the Colts?
Yeah, I'm not sold on that as well, Pete. Here's a team that just last year, their coach, with all due respect, Chuck Pagano, cancer survivor, great story. He was on the hot seat. He was almost fired last year, so I don't see how he's just going to grab everything back. Again, this defense is getting old. There's no doubt about it. Luck signed the biggest contract in the history of the NFL. All right, now, does that quench his thirst? I know he's a competitor, but they had a lot of issues last year that they weren't used to seeing. This is a team that is not good at plugging holes, Pete.
Yeah.
They are not good at plugging holes. All right, you can air out the ball against this defense this year. They're going to really, I think this is one of the most overrated teams, and I also think the AFC South is going to have the least to do with anything as far as championship-wise in the NFL as a whole.
And just, a lot of people talking about Luck, the health of Luck, this and that, but the fact is that the advanced stats and even some of the basic stats, the offense just wasn't that good overall, even with Luck.
Exactly, but you hit it on it too. It's the line. Their offensive line,
Yeah.
he was getting creamed, and they've got running back issues. They got wide receiver issues. This team is
now, they did make some upgrades in the offseason to their offensive line, so maybe that'll help, but that's a maybe.
And they've got one of the best receivers in football, and bar none, all right? And the young man, he's out of South Florida. God, what's his name, Pistol Pete?
I don't know.
Yeah, come on, yes, you do. God, I just lost it. But anyway, they do have some veteran presence there. Yes,
T.Y. Hilton.
Yes, T.Y. Hilton. See, I knew Pistol Pete would pull it out of there. But yeah, he's a threat. He's definitely a downfield threat. But there's just too many other issues. I'm not sold on that team. I wouldn't back that bet. I think Texas could even grab it before them.
Yeah, and even forgetting about the offense, whether the offense is good or bad, defense to me is even a bigger concern, right?
Absolutely.
They're old and pass rush is an issue. Yeah. All right, so now let's look at the second choice is the Houston Texans.
Yep.
Of course, with Osweiler now at quarterback and that massive defense, right? And then the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are kind of like, along with the Oakland Raiders, one of the teams that a lot of people are talking about as value, as a big underdog, and the lines haven't quite adjusted based on the on just the hype and the discussion that I'm reading. The Texans are plus 200, 2-1 to win the AFC South, and right now the Jags plus 345. That's about 7-2. Got to think that the Jags at plus 345 is a decent bet, right?
I think it is, and they showed signs of that last year, Pete. And Blake Bortles is going to be one more year seasoned as a veteran. He's a leader. That team's making some noise, and Coach Gus Bradley, my hat's off to him. This is a player's coach. All right, he has slowly built this team in the last 2 years. I look for them to kind of be the dark horse there. I think they're going to give fits to each and everybody that they play in that division and in the NFL just as a whole in their schedule.
But I mean, I don't know if can a team that everyone is kind of like looking at to make a big improvement, can that be considered a dark horse?
Well, I'm saying they might sneak out of there and win the division for me. That's what I'm thinking. All right, and again, though, I like the Houston Texans with that defense, but I think they kind of jumped the gun a little early on Brock Osweiler, and they don't know really what this guy has. I think if he was all of that, there's no way in hell Elway would have let him get out of town. So,
and I'll tell you what else, the Texans defense, the stars are friggin' awesome, but I'm not really sold on the depth though.
No, me neither.
And that they could wear down at the end of the year. They could obviously injuries could be an issue. So I'm not total. I mean, the Texans are awesome, and I love a team with a good defense, especially in the early going. So probably I'll look to bet on them.
Yeah, and I think it's just a weak enough division, Pete, where I really think any one of these three, the Colts, the Texans, or Jacksonville, has a shot at winning that division. I really do.
Right.
I don't think Tennessee's got any shot.
Right, but Tennessee might be a team to look to bet on with line value because they're on the rise for sure.
They are.
And who knows how good Marcus Mariota will be this year? He had a great rookie year, a starkly great rookie year, and every report, every opinion I've read is that he just has all the tools intangibles to be an elite NFL quarterback, and that there's no reason to, except for injury, there's no reason to expect that he won't develop into that very soon.
Exactly,
as soon
and
as
they
this
are
year possibly.
Yeah, and they're taking another year gelling together as a team. But I remember last year when Mariota had that first game that was phenomenal. Remember the lines went. I mean, everybody thought that was going to be week in and week out, and it wasn't. I made some money fading him, but it's not just him. It's the team itself, I think, has a lot of question marks. They got a lot of issues.
They got to protect him. The offensive
exactly.
line
and if he gets hurt, you talk about a team definitely in trouble. That team will be in big trouble, Pete.
But I definitely roughly have my eye out for them with possible betting value in the early going. They're 11-1 to win the AFC South. So I think as far as futures odds are concerned, we're in complete agreement here. The Jags at about 7-2 to win the AFC South is the best bet. And
Absolutely.
Maybe look to fade the Colts on spreads, maybe in the early going or later.
I know I will.
Right, or later in the year when the defense starts to wear down a little bit, and maybe the same with the Houston Texans. All right.
Matter of fact, I'm going to make a bold prediction, and again, great guy, but I think Chuck Pagano is going to be gone by midway through the season, because if this team doesn't go on some kind of 7-1 or 8-0 start, I think he's going to be out of town. So with that being said, Pistol Pete, why don't you tell our viewers about how important that line shopping is at SBRodds.com.
Line shopping, of course, very important in all sports. For the pros, it's not even considered an important thing to do. It's a no-brainer. It's an automatic thing that they do. SBR Odds, free line service, customizable, which is nice. So you can just put your books in the front, and all the accounts where you don't have the books where you don't have accounts.
Great tool.
It's customizable, free line service, SBRodds.com.
And hit that like button.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.